Hey, by Shiny Zenny. What's going on, Zenny?
Hockey, you got to start over, man. You weren't in the live channel.
No, oh my goodness. That was both. All right, let's do it again. You know what? Screw it, Zenny. We'll do it live. All right, without further ado, I'm the Hockey Towner, and I'm joined by Shiny Zenny, the legendary Zenny, for this next installment of the Super Metroid Multi-Category Tournament 2020.
How's it going?
Oh man, I'm turning all sorts of red, Zenny. Let's get this race started here.
You ready for this any percent race between MisterJGiggles and Jaychalke?
Oh, I absolutely am. You know, I love any percent. It's one of my favorite categories, and definitely one I've had a little bit of experience. Maybe not so much running, but definitely commentating. So, looking forward very much to doing commentary with you, Zenny. It's a pleasure. Well, thank you for letting me jump aboard.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think
so today,
we'll
between this match between MisterJGiggles and Jaychalke, I believe Jaygigs comes in to the tournament with any percent PB of 47.44, and Jaychalke at a 55.46.
And what seeds are they? Do you know by chance?
Let me double check that real quick. It looks like Jaychalke is 54th. Jaygiggles is 24th.
All right, looks like we're about to start here.
Of all the things to mess up, Zenny, I wasn't even in the right channel. Like, it's ruined a perfect introduction. But hey, we're off to the races now. We're off and running. I'm excited. I hope you're excited, Zenny.
Oh, I'm super excited for this. Absolutely.
So it's my understanding, Zenny, you're not only just a commentator, but also a participant in this tournament. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had my first race earlier today, actually.
Excellent. How'd that go for you?
It was good. I'm very rusty in any percent. I gotta shake that rust off.
Absolutely. I think that's true of a lot of runners, especially with some of these more esoteric categories that we'll be seeing in the weeks to come. So the racers have readied up. We're just waiting to start this race on the old Cirrus station. And we'll get this any percent race underway.
All right, looks like we're starting. Good old series station.
So I wonder, Zenny, is there a bounty for getting world record at series station for this tournament?
There's no bounty as far as I know.
Well, that's too bad. Maybe there should be, but better than a bounty is the cash prizes provided by MegaCat Studios and Balls Garana. So that's pretty awesome that they decided to sponsor those cash prizes for this multi-category tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really cool. You know, I joined the Super Metroid community just a few years ago, and the types of opportunities that have come up since then have just been awesome. You know, between sponsored tournaments, whether they were sponsored by somebody in the community or, you know, with official sponsors. I think it's always really cool to see this kind of thing happen. So again, thank you to our sponsors.
Absolutely. It's great to see a game that's almost 30 years old gaining so much traction, so much interest, so much enthusiasm for speedrunning of this game. It really is wonderful.
All right, Giggles making it out with 45.33, and Jaychalke just a few seconds behind him. 36.87. Had a little trouble there in those last platforms with the steam knocking him down. I think that's happened to all of us.
Oh, for sure. And it looks like Jaychalke jumped into chat, says, I never do series. OMG. So Jay definitely a very accomplished rando runner, but rando doesn't require you to complete Sir Station. But I think every category in this tournament will require Serious Station. So, Jay, don't feel bad. You're going to get plenty of practice over the course of the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, I've seen Jay run some other stuff before, and, you know, I feel like he's a pretty solid runner, for sure.
Oh, there's no question about it. Oh,
you know,
sorry, Jay.
both of these. No, that's fine. Both of these runners are definitely worth following for sure. Looks like Giggles got the moonfall down the climb.
Saw a little mini moonfall there in Parlor too. So Gigs definitely early commitment to getting those moonfalls for the time saves.
Yeah. Looks like Jay is opting not to use the moonfall. Some people struggle with the moonwalk mechanic. It's a little bit awkward if you're not used to it, so that's understandable.
I've heard that a major hurdle for switching to moonwalk for those runners that haven't run with it on is the Ridley fight.
Yeah, if you're not used to,
go ahead.
If you're not used to the way that the Ridley fight flows with moonwalk, and you are used to it without it, it can definitely throw you off pretty hard. Because people go to turn around and they end up moonwalking instead, and it just kind of screws with the whole flow.
And a fight as treacherous as Ridley, it's really tough to be, trying to getting thrown out of your comfort zone, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Giggles heading back up the elevator.
Jay, smooth movement through construction zone there. He's not too far behind. We'll see if we can't catch up.
Nice deboost through the pit room on Giggles' part. That strat is a lot harder than you might think, actually. Giggles opting to do the ledge grab climb.
Really nice gap skips from Jaychalke. And Jaygiggles definitely showing off the tech with those ledge grabs. Very nice, very smooth climb. Yeah, looks like Jay's going right side.
The wall jump climb.
So Mr. Jaygiggles first went into BT. Oh, sorry, Zanny, I keep cutting you off.
No. That's just part of commentary, man. That's fine.
I promise by the end of this, we'll have the rhythm, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's see if BT decides to be nice. Sometimes he can give crap drops. Giggles having a little trouble taking him out.
Gets the decapitation animation, but finishes off BT with a missile, so not a huge time loss there. Toasty Muffins in chat asking PB for Jaychalke, I believe. Jaychalke is in the mid-50s, 55XX. Jay Giggs setting up for that Alcatraz escape. Perfectly executed first try, and Jaychalke having a really nice BT fight. Very smooth.
Yeah, that was nice. Very nice.
Jay Giggs picking up that E-Tank. First one of the game out there in plain sight. No worries. Don't have to go hunting for it. Jaychalke setting up for his Alcatraz. Gets it. Very nice. That mid-air morph so crucial. But Jay Giggs will be the first one into green Brinstar for the first major sequence break of the game.
Alright, so Giggles is going to do a mock ball here to get super missiles early. Very nice mock ball under the gates. And looks like he forgot to kill that waiver there, unless he's setting up for a deboost. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Is he going for Brinstar Reserve here?
I guess. And some extra missile packs. Okay.
Jaygiggles is showing off a little bit of hundo tech here.
Jaychalke got the mock. This is a good chance for him to pull ahead, actually.
Absolutely. This is unprecedented. Not what I was expecting at all. But more ammunition, more better for Jaygiggles. Plus that reserve tank will give him lots of safeties. And here,
now Jaychalke is going back for the reserve as well.
Jaychalke is doing the same thing. My goodness, I thought these runners had vetoed hundo. Sprint 6864 pointing out in chat, Zenny, that 100% is still any percent.
That is true. 100% is indeed any percent. I guess we'll see what they decide to do with this. Buckle up, chat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're strapped in. Might be in for the long haul.
Better clear my calendar. 100% runs are so long. Oh my gosh. Who even runs 100%?
Well, I, for one, only have 100%. I wouldn't call it a run, but 100% completion of this game. I think it was segmented somewhere around 5 or 6 hours IGT. So it got a long way to go before you can catch up with these runners.
Casually, that's not a bad time, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
It's like Giggles skip the charge missiles, which is indeed 100% strat. So, what memers?
What memers? Oh, great mock ball through Green Hill Zone and that nice D boost. Giggles definitely setting a nice pace here early. Jaychalke, though, about to head into Big Pink. And we'll see if he decides to. I assume he's also going to skip charge missiles.
I guess that depends on how familiar. Yep, how familiar he is with 100% strats. Though I guess if the runners agreed to run 100% privately, you know, I don't think Jay would agree to that if he didn't at least understand the routing. So.
That's an excellent point. So might stay tuned, chat. It may be something between 20% and 100%. Who knows?
Woody pointing out maybe they'll do RBO.
Oh, that's an interesting wrinkle.
Jaychalke did participate in the RBO tournament that they ran last year, so I know he's familiar with that as well.
That would be quite the show that these runners are putting out. A little sneak preview at the categories to come for the rest of this. Oh my goodness! Let me start over. Back the train up into the station. Sneak preview of the categories to come in this multi-category tournament. I'm just getting a little tongue-tied, Zenny. I'm still in awe that these runners are going with the hundo strats in an any percent race.
That's quite all right. Looks like Giggles is heading to Kraid, so. It's not RBO, unless it's RBO Kraid first, which we know our friend Ponctus is famous for.
Oh my goodness. Both runners picking up Spazer before heading to Kraid, so who knows what's going on. Love that little bomb.
Let's see if Giggles can get the Kraid quick kill here, or if he's going to end up taking Kraid to prom. Very nice quick kill.
Well executed, Giggles. Kraid remains a wallflower, never to dance with anyone. Thanks to that KQK, that Kraid quick kill.
Alright, so Giggles has picked up Varia now, which gives him heat protection and 50% damage reduction.
And a snazzy burnt orange paint job circa early 2000s Pontiac cars and
Nice
cars and
high five
SUVs.
there.
Had that Pontiac Aztec. A nice high five, definitely. And just gets right around those key hunters, holding that jump button through the door. kind of setting their position and stopping over at the janitor's closet of Kraid's warehouse here to grab another E-tank.
Jaychalke setting up for his Kraid quick kill. Looks like he's opting to use the charge method. When you hit Kraid with a charge beam, it actually locks his hand in place down there so that it won't get in the way of your shots.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. That's really interesting.
Yep.
Very cool strat.
It does cause a lot of lag, but it's a bit more of a noob-friendly strat. Not that Jaychalke is a noob, necessarily. He has plenty of experience. Giggles heading into high jump.
Jay with a nice D-boost out of Kraid. We'll see if Jaygiggles can get that Sova. There we go. Unlocks the door. Well executed from MisterJGiggles. Shout-outs to Kip. MisterJGiggles, the first to strap on those brand new Nike, is going to improve Samus's jumping ability with those high jump boots. Jay collecting an energy tank from the janitor's closet of Kraid's warehouse as well.
The janitor's closet.
I think I got that one from CrunchyLex. Anyone who has heard me do commentary for this tournament, I get most of my material from CrunchyLex. Shoutouts to Crunchy, he's my commentary hero.
Alright, looks like Giggles is heading over to Bubble Mountain now, where he'll pick up Speed and Wave, presumably. You know, 100% actually has a lot of different potential routes that they could choose, so it'll be interesting to see if they run the same route or if they end up diverging.
There's one thing that makes for an exciting race is route divergence, and then when they reconverge, hopefully near the end of the run. But yeah, it definitely seems like commitment here to picking up 100% items, at least so far. They haven't missed anything. So they could have some more tricks up their sleeve. It could be something like a 98 or a 99% for all we know. If I was a betting man, Zenny, I would say that the item they're probably going to skip is Spring Ball.
You think they'll skip something?
I do. I think if they wanted to run Hundo, they would have chosen Hundo. Unless they're trying to make a statement that any percent, 100% is any percent. Yeah. Perhaps.
Well, that's an interesting take. I suppose they could have agreed to skip Spring Ball, for example, but I mean, who would skip Spring Ball? Spring Ball is so amazing. It's a great movement item.
Allows for some very, very interesting tech, especially in those rando races, and you get that mid-air Spring Ball jump, among many other different movement techniques.
Looks like Jay is heading into Bubble Mountain now as well. Giggles got his speed booster and is heading down to Wave.
No problem for MisterJGiggles moving through double chamber, picking up more ammunition. Jaychalke, though, heading up to already scaled Bubble Mountain. He'll be heading to grab Speed Booster.
No, the template is not wrong. The runners agreed to run any percent. They just appear to be running 100% instead.
I like Phoenix down in chat. The runners are having a silent protest. Yeah, let the gameplay. Gameplay speaks much louder than words. But what we'll see. So Jaychalke now has got his speed booster item. So with this boosted speed, Zenny Maniacal 42 told me all about this technique. You can actually have Samus store up fast and then unleash all of the fast simultaneously to travel even faster. But for some reason, that movement technique is not called unleash the fast. It's instead called a shine spark.
That does sound fast.
Jaychalke's heading down to Croc.
Alright, so we got one early Croc. Looks like Jaychalke is a little over a minute behind right now, if I read the timers correctly. You know, if Giggles was a true friend to Crocomire, he would let him live. But as we all know, Crocomire has no true friends. Into the acid he goes.
I feel like Croc really gets a raw deal. But there's no other way around it. There's no AI coded where you can just bypass Croc and just leave him alone. You have to kill him. Not trying to get too heavy here.
There are out-of-bounds methods, actually, to get past Croc without killing him. But out-of-bounds is banned in the regular categories.
Well, once I'm done with commentary setting, I'm going to exhaustively research these out-of-bounds methods to bypass Croc without killing him. So I just can't stand to see him die again. Jaychalke with this nice shine spark heading across, grab those power bombs. And now Jaychalke heading down to Croc.
They haven't missed any items yet. RBMBO is a category where you do reverse boss order, including the mini bosses.
That sounds impossible. I am intrigued.
Yep, out of bounds is required to finish that category. You also do Mother Brain first.
Well, that's amazing. Hey, tournament organizers, when are we gonna get RBMBO in this Swiss rounds? No, I'm just kidding. More than enough exciting categories in this tournament.
There are a lot of good categories in this tournament. You have any percent all bosses, 100%, GT Classic, low percent ice, and triple bingo. Did I miss one? I feel like I missed one.
You know, I'm not sure. You got GT Classic, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you got them all.
Oh, I didn't mention RBO, actually. RBO is indeed in the tournament.
Irony or foreshadowing?
I'm more or less counting on not running RBO in this tournament. So that would explain why I forgot it is part of it.
Understandably so. I think that would be the first veto from anybody in those RBO weeks if they match up against you, Zenny.
Yeah, and I would fully condone that decision.
Just walk away from RBO. Do not do this.
You know, honestly, if somebody didn't veto RBO, I probably would.
Now that's true sportsmanship, Zenny.
Unless the other option was bingo.
No love for bingo, Zenny?
No love for bingo. No, thank you.
Oh, did you catch TG Derp? He did a sub 40 triple bingo card the other night. Kip and I were on comms. It was highly impressive.
I don't mind watching bingo so much, but I don't really have any interest in playing it.
Well, as they say down under, horses for courses, to each their own. But apparently, this any percent race has transmogrified into Hundo still, and looks like Jaychalke is going to be heading, going up Red Tower, but setting up for that awesome Alpha Spark, even though it's Alpha Spark in any percent. I don't know if it's still Alpha Spark in. I guess it is in 100% too.
Yeah,
What am I
it is.
talking about?
I guess we should be commenting on the actual race, huh? So our runners got Grapple Beam after Crockemeyer. Looks like Giggles is heading up to wrecked ship now. Jaychalke is making his way out of Norfair. Very nice red tower by Giggles.
Zenny, have you noticed on the category tag on the overlay, it has changed from any percent to many percent.
I do see that.
That is terrific.
The purest of memes are happening on this race right now.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of it.
So you said you don't actually run this game, Hockey?
I think it would be an insult to people who run this game to say that I run this game. I have completed runs, but I wouldn't call myself a Super Metroid speedrunner.
That's fair.
I'm sitting at a solid, hour, 5-minute PB in any percent, and have never completed any other categories, but, I still love the game. I've always loved this game, and the speedrunning aspect has completely changed, my enjoyment of the game. It wasn't just playing it casually anymore. It's actually seeing people with just immense talent and devotion to taking this game to new heights, and it's just been very entertaining over the years to see it. Like you said, to echo your sentiments at the beginning, Zenny, to see what Super Metroid speedrunning has evolved into by now the year 2020 is really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember playing it as a kid back in the 90s. I didn't own it for a long time, so we would rent it from a local video store, and it had this this card on the back that would tell you how to do cool secrets and tricks, and one of those was bomb jumping. And I remember I spent an hour just trying to figure out bomb jumping back as this 7-8-year-old kid.
Oh, that's terrific.
Once I figured it out, I was like, wait a minute, I can go anywhere I want with this.
Oh, that's terrific. So yeah, JGiggles going and picking up this missile pack and wreck ship before those spikes come to life. Can't forget that item if you're running many percent. Jaychalke is into that Alpha PB's room.
Giggles making his way down to Fantoon now.
We'll see what sort of patterns the ghost with the most reset runs has in store, but first he's going to set up for this nice speedball here. Oh, just barely misses it, but still went for it. Good. Definitely kudos to Giggles for trying that strat. Very, very swaggy, very fast.
It's a nice strat. Jaychalke's looking a little low on health here. We'll see if he opts to stop at the ship or what he decides to do. Giggles with a mid pattern. Oh, and he missed that X Factor. That's never a good sign. When that happens, you have to wait for these particles to fly around on screen until they either hit something or time out, which takes a while, so
it's kind of live by the X Factor strat, die by the X Factor strat. Got to land all 4 particles, but it is a challenging strat to utilize.
Yeah, back when I was first really learning and grinding 100%, I started off with trying to do the X Factor strat because that's kind of what was standard, and I ended up dropping it in favor of missile Dopplers because the X Factor was so much harder. Looks like Jaychalke did not go to the ship, so hopefully he's able to make it through this.
Toasty Muffs in chat pointing out, Jaychalke did get the ocean fly, but due to his low HP, had to stop in the middle of it, so kind of calling it the ocean halfie. So that's definitely something new. Looks like Jaygiggles about to put away Fantoon, and he does. That ghost is busted, restoring power to the wrecked ship. Meanwhile, Jaychalke picking up that missile pack before those spiky platforms come to life. A nice little mock ball, and he'll be heading down to face Fantoon.
Assuming Jaychalke can make it through this Fantoon fight, he has a pretty good opportunity to make up some time here. Between Giggles missing that first X Factor and just the way that the rest of the patterns went.
This could be the chance that Jaychalke has, and he does have 34 HP, but he does have a reserve tank. I don't know how much reserve he has.
Yeah, that's kind of the question. Never quite know.
Oh, hope, pray to the RNG gods. Hope that Jaychalke's Fantoon fight goes extra smooth.
He's getting a slow pattern, but lots of big health drops, which is exactly what you want out of a slow pattern in this type of a situation. So. Giggles collecting the super missiles.
Looked like Jay went for a Doppler there. I couldn't get a lot of them to connect, though.
The items Giggles is collecting should come as a surprise to no one at this point. Giggles heading into the spiky room of death. This is actually a very dangerous room where many runs have died. He makes it through safe and sound. That's good.
I like the patience there on the second to last platform. It looked like he wanted to just jump straight through, but he's like, no, I'm going to play this safe.
Yeah, so patience is key in that room. Jaychalke's looking low on health.
Stick with it, Jay. Ride it out.
And his reserves have activated. Okay, he had a full 100. That's good. It's always kind of scary when your reserves activate and you're like, oh, I only had 14 HP. And Fantoon is down. Excellent.
Outstanding from Jaychalke. Both ghosts busted. And they'll continue on. So Jaygiggles make his way back through the spiky room of death the other way. Nice little ball bounce there off that last platform.
Yeah, that's a good strat. Giggles heading into attic. Definitely one of the most complex rooms in this entire game. You have to kill every single enemy in here to open the doors.
Beautiful attic spark, though. Really nice from Giggles.
Coming over to the right side to collect the robot missiles. Very nice.
So clipping through those worker robots, is that similar to like a Zeb skip where you use your iframes to clip through them?
Yeah, so you have to have iframes to do it, but also you have to be moving toward the robot while it is also moving toward you, essentially. It's kind of a weird mechanic. It's hard to explain. Going back through them is a lot easier because the conveyor belt will just carry you through them, but making it over to those missiles, it's easy to lose a lot of time there. Giggles just barely missing the jump to those sky missiles here. Oh, Jaychalke is going for the wrecked ship energy tank. Alright, he made it through Spiky Room of Death. Giggles going to be heading into bowling here in just a minute.
And then onto that swaggy gravity suit. Nice. Oh, I thought Jay. Oh, I spoke too soon. I thought Jay saved that. Saved falling into the water off of that platform. Couple of quick wall jumps. Great reaction from Jaychalke, but just couldn't stay out of the drink.
So an interesting thing about this water here in this room, the spikes at the bottom are actually weak spikes, so they don't do hardly any damage to you, but the fish do damage. So you got to kind of watch out for those fish if you end up in the water there.
Even with Varius, those fish still pack a pretty strong punch.
Gonna make his way back through Spiky Room of Death now. Giggles is about to be dropped by the bowling robot.
Can't forget about that wreck ship reserve.
And he's going straight for the gravity.
Oh my goodness! Spoke too soon. Could this be it? Could this be the skip?
Is this the end of 100%? He headed straight out. Okay.
This is absolutely sensational. So no wreck ship reserve.
Looks like he did not mean to skip.
He's headed back in.
Okay, yeah, I guess he's heading back for them. This is actually wow. So technically, that puts Jaychalke ahead now.
That as long as Jaychalke doesn't forget to get the reserve or the missiles.
Well, actually, Jaychalke still needs to get the robot missiles. I misspoke. But
he's got to get right side of Haddock. Oh,
this is
it's so close.
Upset. That evens out the race by quite a bit. So
a massive comeback, furious comeback from Jaychalke through nothing more than perhaps MisterJGiggles' forgetfulness. Trying to be delicate there. But he'll have to go back through and redo the bowling cutscene. You know, if it were me, I would say I just wanted another chance to just chill, relax, collect myself during this race. You know, it's been doing a lot of movement tech, a lot of muscle memory. There's a lot of items to remember. So just, you know, get a little breather at bowling. It's totally all right.
It's not very often you get to see Samus in the bowling chozo with a gravity suit.
That's a very good observation, Zeddy. I can't say I've seen it myself until today. But what
I'm sure
other
it happens in Rando, but definitely not in vanilla runs. All right, so Giggles is now making his way to these extra wrecked ship items.
So now Jaychalke's into bowling. Jaygiggle's gonna head up and grab that wreck ship reserve tank. And then he can leave wreck ship for good, having fully cleared it. Jaychalke with 4 damage boosts to get across the spikes into his bowling cutscene, and now MisterJGiggles is leaving wreck ship for the second time, hopefully for the last time. And wisely not forgetting those ocean missiles. Those are maybe not often skipped in speed runs, but certainly in casual play.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Jay is heading straight into gravity now. You know, honestly, might be a little bit unethical depending on what kind of deal they made, but Jay could just opt to skip those. No, looks like he's going back in. All right. You know, I kind of wonder if this was intentional on their part for
And they both,
ultimate memes.
Zenny, did you notice that they both laid a power bomb there? That is
I-
an extremely specific thing to do.
I did notice that, and that's
Oh
kind of
my
why I'm
goodness.
wondering. I'm wondering what other plans they may have. This seems clearly like something they planned ahead of time.
You mean to tell me they're not just coming up with this off the cuff, Zenny? I am incredulous.
I suppose it's also possible that Jay is watching the stream and, you know, decided to be a good sportsman and do the double bowling, since that's what Giggles did. Who knows?
That is an excellent point. So it looks like Jago was setting up, got that wraparound shot, going to do the gauntlet spark here. Blasting through those blocks and clearing all the way across gauntlet. Jaychalke
Nice.
using bowling, sparking across bowling, the so-called bowling spark. Very quick movement there.
It's a whole lot of unleashed fast.
Right,
As
you are,
mentioned in
Zay.
chat by Flare Cat.
Shoutouts to Flare Cat for that one, the unleashed fast.
All right, Giggles playing it extra safe to make sure he falls down the middle here to get both missiles.
That would
We see,
be absolutely heartbreaking if he fell down and didn't get one of the missile packs, because then I believe Jay would probably have to do the same thing. We've had double bowling, but no double gauntlet, at least not for Jaygiggles.
All right, Giggles heading down into Green Brinstar again for the revisit, where he will be presumably collecting the items that he was not able to get before in this many percent run.
Oh, the greatest category I've seen yet. Many percent race between MisterJGiggles and Jaychalke. Couldn't think of a better way to spend a Saturday evening than seeing these two titans of memery go toe-to-toe. Just absolutely bamboozled, so definitely shout-outs to them. This has been very entertaining so far. We'll see a little
Giggles
visit to the...
You go.
Oh, sorry about that, Zenny. So Jago is going to be heading down and visiting the Edicoons. Jaychalke, on the other hand, guy still has to clear Gauntlet.
The Edicoons are kind of infamous for forcing you to learn wall jumps, which from what I understand, you know, I don't know how true this is, but it's pretty common to hear people say that, you know, they made it down there. There's a save station actually down there. They ended up saving and then they were unable to do the wall jump, so they, you know, just started the game over.
Oh no, that is so unfortunate. I do think that maybe the teaching method is a little bit more oblique, a little bit more implicit than, say, the Decora teaching you how to unleash your fast.
Yeah, maybe just
but
a bit.
The Edicoons, you don't really get a feel for it just by watching them.
All right. Looks like Giggles is going for the Mission Impossible strat here. The goal is to jump back up through that crumble block. And he gets it. Very nice. Meanwhile, Jay is doing the Unleash Fast strat through Gauntlet.
Nails it. All that stored fast unleashed just perfectly. Jaychalke into the wave gate room. But he's already got wave, so no sweat, no super missile setup there. He'll be rewarded with an energy tank.
Giggles should be heading down to Spore Spawn Supers. Very nice setup there.
I'm patiently awaiting the week, I believe it will be next week when we get any percent all bosses where Spo will make an appearance in this tournament. But so far, nothing for these triple bingo 100% or any percent categories. But a guy can dream, right, Zenny? I just can't wait to see Spo in a
Everybody
tournament.
loves some Spore Spawn from time to time, I think. Giggles collecting charge missiles, and then he'll be making his way down to get the energy tank.
The infamous Waterway E-Tank. Or as I like to call it, Rando's Bane. But
Rando's
that name
Bane.
hasn't caught on yet.
I can see it. It's quite far out of the way compared to many other items.
It just seems that more often than not, it always hides a crucial progression item. Some sort of mental gymnastics 4D chess route where you end up with speed and you have to go and get Waterway and it unlocks the rest of the game for you if you're uncomfortable doing Suitless Meridia or perhaps, you know, Suitless Lower Norfair.
Jaychalke making his way through the cleanup as Giggles finishes his. Alright, now we should be seeing Giggles head to Meridia now.
That would be the usual route, right, Zenny?
Yes, that would be the usual route.
But with these two, expect the unexpected, chat.
There's not really much he could do in Norfair right now since the Golden Chorizo statue to drain the acid actually won't activate unless you have Space Jump.
Oh, that's right. I learned that last night, that Space Jump is kind of the key to getting him to lower the acid, right?
Yep. Of course, I guess they're not technically required to grab those missiles, but it looks like he is going into Meridia, as predicted. Very nice Main Street missiles.
I really like that strat with the mid-air spark there. That was very impressive. Giggles has definitely set a really nice pace for whatever this category may end up being. It's hard to say so far. It certainly feels and looks like Hundo. Nevdi in chat asking, would 99% simply skip Spring Ball? Nevdi, that is my prediction. I don't think Zenny has logged a prediction if there's going to be a skipped item, but so far it looks like these runners are committed to running 100%.
Yeah, I think they'll just run 100 at this point, especially with the wrecked ship mishap that we saw, the double bowling. If you can call it a mishap, I guess. That was the opportunity to skip an item, and neither of them went for it, so...
That's an excellent point, Zenny.
But yeah, optimally, like French Lightning John already pointed out, 99% optimally would be Kraid and then Ridley, and then Phantoon and then Dragon. But that route would be much, much harder.
Jaygiggles has climbed Everest. Meanwhile, Jaychalke's picked up the Spo Supers. And Jaygiggles will be heading upstairs here. Fill me in, Zenny. What is this room called where you get the super and the missile pack right after this missile pack?
You know, I actually don't know. I know that one of these rooms here is called Beach, but I don't know which one it is.
Wasn't trying to put you on the spot or anything, Zenny. I've just always wondered what that area is called. 64-bit Link and French Lightning John and Nevdy and Big Bocht all simultaneously. The watering hole. And then the missile is just the beach. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, chat.
Giggles picking up the watering hole items.
And that was after he got the beach missiles. Is that right, Zenny?
Yes, it was.
Chat's definitely having some fun now. I'm getting memed on, Zenny, but that's nothing new, right?
Plenty of memes to go around in this particular race.
Absolutely.
Jaychalke finishing up his Brinstar cleanup. And Giggles is heading into Aqueduct. Should be heading over to Batoon. You know, come to think of it, I don't think this is the first time Giggles has done 100% run instead of any percent.
So you're saying that there is a precedent for this, Zenny?
I think there is. I don't recall watching that match, but I remember him telling me about it.
I landed all 4 particles on Batoon, now opening up with supers. Almost gets the 1 cycle there. Finishes off Batoon, no problem at all.
Yes, Sloaters, I am saying that Giggles is an experienced memer. Jaychalke heading into Meridia. And Giggles is going to make his way to Dragon now.
Oh, he couldn't store the fast. He's going to have to simply jump across Coliseum.
Very slowly.
A lot slower than half your full heavy. Jaychalke picking up those Main Street missiles. A little bit more traditional strat, sparking from the ground, but I like that midair spark from Jaygiggles.
Giggles picking up the precious missiles.
Now, forgive me, Zenny, I don't remember seeing Jaychalke. I'm sorry, I didn't see Jaygiggles into Mama Turtle. He picked up that E-Tank and missile, though, right?
I believe he did.
Yeah, because he's got the same number of tanks.
Yeah.
Jaygiggles in against Dragon here. Looks like he's going to open up with the 1-2 punch, the X Factor Shine Spark combo.
Going for a third. Just missed that last Shine Spark. Very nice. Giggles is a little lucky he didn't get chain damage there. Oh, very nice spike suit.
Yeah, he got the spike suit, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's got the ticket to ride to get to drain the acid before Golden Teresa. He's got that space jump. But now Jaychalke picking up the beach missiles. He'll be heading over to the watering hole after picking up that item.
Hockey, I'm very impressed with your knowledge of these room names.
Well, thank you, Zenny. I try to do my homework, you know. I try to prep as much as I can when I sign up for commentary, but I'm also willing to let chat help me out sometimes. Jaychalke's using that spike suit that's stored fast without having to get speed echoes and flying across Coliseum the reverse way, so the reverse full halfie.
You know, I gotta stop you there, actually. Zosti corrected me yesterday and mentioned that it's actually called the Wample Spark. But the community at large seems to call it the reverse halfie. So I've decided instead that particular shine spark is called the full Wampy. You're welcome.
The full Wampy shown off by MisterJGiggles. Perfect execution. I've heard of a Wample jump, but a Wample spark is a new one for me. But if it's Zos saying it, I mean, I'm not about to argue with Zos. You know, I wouldn't argue with you either, Zenny. There's very few people in the Super Metroid community I would argue with.
All right, so Giggles is collecting the sandpit items now. If he's going to skip Spring Ball, this will be the time to do it. So, you want to weigh in on that? You think he's going to skip Spring Ball?
I still think he might. I'm just not sure. It's either I'm not going to change my prediction, but if it's going to be 99%, he might skip 230 missiles. But
why
really
why 230?
I think just because it's the very last item to get. I'm trying, Zenny. I'm desperately trying to think.
That would
like
be quite the meme, actually. Yeah, looks like he is going for Spring Ball. So,
well, we can definitely close the book on my prediction. I won't switch predictions. It looks like Hundo from these runners, but it's difficult sometimes. This is some very, very cosmic brain type execution from these two runners. Oh, Jaychalke just ran out of that 180 frames worth of Shine Spark. He'll have to jump across Coliseum as well. Jaychalke, though, waiting on Shacktool, the hardest working robot in the galaxy, to bust through all this sand and rubble. And we'll see if Shacktool will be spared by either of these runners. I know that's a divisive question in the Super Metroid category, whether to kill Shacktool or not.
Always kill Shacktool unless you're trying to go fast. That's my motto.
And with Spring Ball collected, we're still on pace for 100% item collection. Now Jaychalke going to be opening up against Dragon. Just got to destroy those turrets. And Jaychalke has spared Shacktool.
Doesn't look like he did it intentionally. That was a barrage of missiles that he was shooting there. I think Shacktool's lucky he made it out alive. Jay's setting up for Dragon's entry. Giggles is heading up to get Plasma now.
And Jay got in a couple pot shots there with some super missiles, plenty of ammunition in this Hundo route, and then finishes off Dragon with supers. Very nice fight from Jay.
Collecting Space Jump while Giggles is collecting Plasma. Is this PB pace for either runner? Well, technically they're running any percent, so no. However, where is the spreadsheet?
I've got it up, Zenny, if you want it.
100%. Giggles has a 122.26 in 100%. We find Jaychalke has a 134.34. So I don't know what that says about their pace exactly. But it doesn't look too far off.
But that double bowling is such a huge time suck,
Yeah, that is
unfortunately.
true, actually. I did forget about the double bowling.
Jaygiggles making his way back through Cack Alley. Meanwhile, Jaychalke picking up the Batoon E-Tank. He'll be heading down into the sand pit. Eventually. Probably got to stop at Aqueduct first.
Oh, Giggles getting
See, Zenny, I
caught
know
in
some
the
moves,
sand.
All right, so this just cracks me up in chat here. Knucklehead saying, is anyone else thinking they will do a third round of bowling before G4? Depends on what you're into, but I kind of hope they don't. I think 2 trips through bowling is plenty.
You know, I got to give a shout out to Giggles here. He was very, very close to getting what is one of the most swaggy spring ball strats in the whole game. He just barely missed it, but he did go for it, so definitely worth recognition there.
Absolutely. So we would have seen Jaygiggles with Speed Echoes morph and then spring ball up through the tiles there.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
The swaggiest of the swag.
Like I said, there are a lot of really cool spring ball strats. That's just one of them. All right, Giggles picking up the last items here in Meridia. Meanwhile, Jaychalke is making his way over to Spring Ball, presumably.
Jaychalke skillfully avoiding those enemies recycled from Chrono Trigger. I don't know, Squaresoft had anything to do with Super Metroid? And now he's going for Spring Ball.
Alright, Giggles should be heading back into Kraid's lair now to get the missiles that he was unable to get during the first visit. Kind of scared me there for a minute. Selected power bombs. Thought he was going to go straight down.
So another visit to Kraid's warehouse. Jaychalke showing immense patience waiting for Shack Tool here. Jaychalke with his spring ball is going to show off all those spring ball strats, hopefully. Such as midair morphing. Sorry, Jaychalke, I gotta get my licks in while I can.
You know, he's just going full meme, okay?
But I was told Zane to never go full meme, so I don't know. This is uncharted territory for these runners, maybe. Maybe not Jaygiggles. Sloater said earlier that Jaygiggles might be, may or may not be an accomplished memer.
Giggles is picking up Ice Beam now. The reason to get Ice Beam here is it gives you increased damage output, which is hugely helpful for Ridley. So. Giggles heading down Croc Speedway. In my opinion, this is one of the coolest sets of rooms in the game. Very nice space jump through the next room, and then... Yep.
Definitely maintaining that momentum. That was a very fast series of rooms. Very nice from Jaychalke.
Yep.
Heading
On
into
the
Lower
flip side,
Norfair.
if you mess up the momentum there, it's a pretty bad time loss. Hurts a lot. Okay, Giggles heading into Lower Norfair now. So he should be heading. Should be heading over to Golden Terrizzo at this point. Jaychalke is still doing the Meridia cleanup. Alright, Giggles is going to drain the acid here with this Chozo statue that will not activate unless you have space jump.
I saw Jaychalke setting up for a series of short charges there, Zenny. Was he trying to go for a like a space boost?
Whoa. Where is Jaychalke going?
I'm not sure.
Where is Jaychalke going?
So I think he already collected the aqueduct items.
Did he?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he got. I think he got him earlier.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure of that.
Oh, Giggles missed the GT missiles.
Was that intentional though? That's the real question.
Oh, that is a good question, actually. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
So this
will he skip these missiles? This could be the 99%.
This could be it. Just what's been unfolding, Zenny. We have the potential here to witness a 100% run with 2 bowling visits, as well as missing the GT missiles and potentially going back and getting them.
That is quite the meme. Alright, looks like he is going back for them.
He's going back, folks.
Alright, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this now. If Jaychalke does the same thing, this was 100% planned memes. 100%.
100%. 100% planned memes to run 100% in lieu of any percent.
And also to do bowling twice. And to miss the GT missiles. I'm just saying.
Yeah, air quotes on that one. Miss the GT missiles for sure.
Oh my goodness, Giggles.
The double miss!
There's no way. There is no way. That had to be on purpose. It had to be.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
All right. This is the part where Jay doesn't do that, right? Come on, Jay. Come on.
So now Jaychalke is abandoning even picking them up. And making worst room in the game look like just another room in the game thanks to that screw attack. Well, I can't wait to
picking up
Oh,
Mickey Mouse missiles. That room is shaped like Mickey Mouse. Somebody earlier, I think it was in my chat, might have been someone else's chat, pointed out they were like, "Hey, I never noticed that room is shaped like a heart." And then I think I pointed out it's actually in the shape of Mickey Mouse, and they're like, "Oh."
Oh, yeah. Heart missiles doesn't roll off the tongue the same as Mickey Mouse missiles. Not to mention the shape is not exactly heart shaped, but
I mean, I could see, you know, like just taking a glance at it as someone's leaving the room and thinking that, like,
where is Jay going?
Okay. I thought he was skipping ice missiles. He's not.
Might be muscle memory there, and still getting the mock ball despite having speed booster there. The muscle memory has taken control of Jaychalke here.
That rando muscle memory. Giggles is gonna head down to the Metal Pirates or the Ninja Pirates now, before heading into Ridley.
But not forgetting to pick up those power bombs of necessity. In any percent, they are called the power bombs of shame. And oh, Jaychalke with the frozen pirate bringing his speed booster to a halt. Tough luck for Jaychalke there in the Croc Speedway. And now sparking into the ceiling. Oh, Jaychalke, no, the wheels are coming off. Don't abandon hope, Jay. You still got a puncher's chance. Keep it rolling. Jaygiggles, though, opening it up against Ridley. Gonna pound Ridley with that plasma beam using the charge shots. And also with 33 supers on tap, this should be a quick fight for Jaygiggles.
Ridley should be just about dead here. Nice fight. All right, Jaychalke, don't let me down, man. either just skip the missiles and own it, or collect them. Come on.
Come on. Are we gonna see 2 more loops through here? That is the question.
You know, honestly, if they were planning to skip those missiles to start, they should have just done the green gate glitch.
Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. They could have green gate glitched around, grabbed screw attack, because they didn't get the supers in the ceiling either, did they?
I think they did, but you can still fight GT and get
oh,
those supers.
right. Otherwise, GT Classic wouldn't even be a category if you couldn't go in the back way. Yeah.
Jay, no.
No, Jaychalke, no.
Okay, it's official. These are 100% planned memes. 100% planned. 100% memes. No, I am offended, and just I am hurt that they would ask me to do commentary on this type of a, you know, agreeing to do any percent and then making it look like 100% and then purposely skipping and also the double bowling and the you know. Okay, Jay, you know what? Just don't do the loop around. Okay? That's our last hope here.
Jaygiggles with a beautiful speedball through Wasteland. Picking up the Firefly E-Tank.
He's doing it. Jay, he's doing it, man.
Zenny, hold me. I wasn't ready for this. Oh my gosh.
As someone who has a high respect for both the Fungineer and the meme aspect of this game, I just can't. This is too far. It's too far.
Oh, a line has been drawn in the sand, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, all the people watching this live. Zenny has reached saturation point for memes.
Yes, I have. No, okay, that was uncalled for. That was 100% uncalled for. Did you see that? He used the free strat to get the missiles. The free strat, and still did not get them. I can't take this anymore.
What an absolute tease! His finger must have slipped. Oh, I think his thumb slipped.
There's no excuse.
He might want to replace the membranes on his controller and that D-pad. But great fast pillars from Jaychalke as JGiggles continues his slower Norfair escape.
Yeah, I haven't even been watching Giggles at this point because I've been so focused on Jay, hoping that he wouldn't break my heart.
I can't believe it. Oh, absolutely unprecedented. So far, folks, we have skipped GT missiles after attempting to collect them twice from each runner, but just there will be no third time as far as we can tell.
You know, the really unforgivable thing is if they went back and got them now. I mean, they've already passed the point of unforgivableness, but...
Zenny, if you look in chat right now, I think I was slurring my words together, but it produced yet another meme. He's doing a slower Norfair.
Slower Norfair.
I know that was completely unintentional, but it's so perfect. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about wheels falling off? The wheels are falling off Hockey Towner, I'll tell you that much. Oh, Zenny, I couldn't think of a better person to be a part of this. I signed up for commentary. I'm like, I'm going to do commentary with a legend, man. Shiny Zenny's a legend. He's a legend of GDQs, the RBO category, everything. And then we're presented with this. I couldn't ask for a better time.
I'm glad you're here, Hockey, because I would just be losing my mind right now myself. I'd probably just be sitting here in silence with nothing to say.
Silence. He's just so just aghast at what he's witnessing. Oh my goodness.
All right,
Zenny, you kind of intimated a little bit. Did they ask you to do this race?
They asked me to do the commentary.
They literally, Jay and Giggles got in touch with us.
Giggles asked me to do commentary for this, yes, which is partially why I'm so offended.
Got to do commentary for it. Oh my god. Oh, that's too perfect. Too perfect.
So, since they did early croc, Giggles is now in the final leg of 99%, I guess.
Yeah, I hope there won't be any more skipped items. If they're gonna finish, they got to get 99% at this point. This is many percent, not most percent.
Zenny is the equivalent of folded arms, I guess, meme right now. Yes. Yes, I am.
I guess. Oh my goodness. Jaychalke opened up against Ridley. He's already got the color change. I wouldn't say the fight is free or trivial.
Yeah, Jay, that was a really nice Ridley fight on Jay's part.
But that was an absolute terrific fight. And now JGiggles just space jumping across to get that X-Race go. I love the little elevator activation there. That was a nice touch by JGiggles, whether intentional or not. I love the placement of those little elevators throughout this game. I believe that at least at Any Percent Race a couple months ago, a couple people were unaware that those elevators exist. There's one in Lower Norfair, there's one at Wavegate. Just for those players that can't wall jump, they can still, or even midair morph, they can still progress in the game. So, nice touch.
Anywhere that is too high to jump up, basically, that would normally require wall jumps, except for the Edicoons.
Except for the Edicoons. You have to be able to wall jump out of there. Or infinite bomb jump, which the intro tells you how to do. So it's, you know, it's possible.
Yep. Kip, I'm gonna need Jay to go straight to Turian. We need some added intrigue to top everything else that has already happened. You know, that would actually even things out quite a bit.
That would absolutely. I mean, your chat and the commentators, we the commentators are left to our own devices on this one. If they agreed to run somewhere under 100%, hypothetically, Jay could just go straight to Torian after he leaves Lower Norfair. But if they agreed to run 99%, they agreed to everything that they've been doing. And that's a different story entirely.
But by official tournament rules, he would be allowed to do that.
Absolutely, that's an excellent point. By official tournament rules, he is completing an any percent run if he finishes with fewer than 99% items.
And, you know, to be honest, on some level, that would be even more of a meme. So
the old,
I
the old
think
handshake.
It's his responsibility to do it at this point. You know, give the viewers, you know, even more memes in the name of a race that gets us all, you know, on the edge of our seats.
Oh my goodness. He's under obligation. Jaygiggles picking up those Billy Mays missiles, but wait, there's more. Picking up both packs there. Jaychalke, though, grabbing those power bombs. He'll be leaving Lower Norfair.
Kip agrees with me.
Kip agrees? It's settled, yeah. So if you're out there in listener land, Jaychalke and Jaygiggles, well, specifically Jaychalke, you are under obligation to go straight to Torian as soon as Jaygiggles picks up those 230 missiles. And Jaygiggles, if you're listening, you better watch out because Jay might be gaining on you. It's just it was kind of like a last-ditch plea from both chat and you and I, Zenny, but I think that these runners I think their minds are made up. I think they're going to see this one out the way they intended.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's pretty clear this was planned on their part at this point.
Pretty clear. It's not 100%, but it's pretty clear.
Orchestrated specifically to attack me.
Orchestrated to attack Zenny. But I don't think you won't be responding to anybody's request for you to do commentary for the rest of the tournament, will you, Zenny?
You know, I'm not sure at this point. I don't think, at least Giggles can't be trusted. That much is clear. It's a good thing we're friends. You jerk.
With friends like these, am I right, Zenny?
You would be right. All right, Giggles has just one more item.
Just one more to grab, those 230 missiles. Meanwhile, Jaychalke picking up Norfair Reserve and a missile pack.
Yeah, they're not even the 230 missiles.
Yeah, they're not.
They're the 225 missiles.
The 225 missiles.
What is this?
Oh man, Zenny, up is down, Pepsi is Coke, Coke is Pepsi, everything's backwards. The 225 missile pickup.
Oh, very nice mock ball there by Giggles.
Zenny, I hope you're not paying attention to chat. They're wanting to call this Zenny %.
That doesn't surprise me at all. It's just like how the Zenny Spark is, you know, bonking the escape spark.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of the game, even though I wasn't the first one to do that on world record pace.
Neither the first nor the last, I'm sure. But for some reason, I mean, unfortunately, Zenny, it seems like the memes follow you whether you want them to or not. Jaygiggles must have gotten to G4 because he's in chat saying, I could not have asked for better commentators for my memes. I love you both. Well, we love you too, Jaygiggles. You've given us a very entertaining race.
Speak for yourself, Hockey. Gosh. It's torture. It's complete torture.
It's torture. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Jaychalke is the first one to make it to G4. Just got to wait through this statue cutscene. Jaychalke though is going to be heading all the way up through Brinstar, finishing up his item collection. And perhaps when JGiggles gets to Mother Brain, Jaychalke will be picking up the 225 missiles.
Oh man. Alright, Giggles is heading down into Turian. Turian is actually really fun to watch in 100%. I'm not sure what kind of strats he'll be going for, but there are a lot of movement options in 100% compared to any percent, for example. Looks like he's going for a grouping strat.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Eddie.
Oh my!
He grouped him, but not
okay.
using
Okay.
power
No, this is way too far at this point. Now they're just wasting everybody's time. Like what?
Oh, the dodge! Look at the dodges! He's dodging them. He looks like Sugar Ray Robinson out there slipping those punches.
Too much. You know what?
Metroids.
You know what, Giggles? Turn off your ice beam. You don't deserve to have that damage. Turn it off. They should have just skipped it. They should have just skipped ice beam. They're gonna skip an item. They should have just skipped ice beam. Oh my gosh. Alright.
Oh, if you Zeddy taking the position of if you have tools, you gotta use them. But Jaygiggles just committed to memery.
It's too far.
Oh my god.
I bet he doesn't even go for spring ball skip.
Oh my goodness. Spring ball skip that's a swaggy way to skip through those Zebatites. I hope we get to see it.
One thing worth mentioning is Giggles actually turned off screw attack when he came into Turian. The reason for that is he finds the traditional Zeb skip easier to do, and you can't actually do that if you have screw attack enabled. So
you can't get onto the rink if you have screw attack. You just simply destroy it, or you just can't land on it, or
yeah. So the thing that allows you to get through the Zebbatite is iframes, but anytime that screw attack is enabled, your iframes are reset.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So reset the iframes with screw attack. You cannot clip through the Zeb.
Right.
Perfect. So he's got it turned off. So it's definitely going to go with the. Well, whoa, who knows what he's going to go for? Let's be honest with ourselves. But presumably going to go with a standard Zeb skip.
Kip mentioned in chat, Giggles now needs to fight Mother Brain 2 with only the pea shooter.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I agree. Actually, you know what? I agree.
He has lost.
That is the punishment.
He's lost not only his ice beam privileges, but also wave beam and plasma beam. That last one really being really punishing here, but going for a safety save here. So maybe you get a little bug in the ear here, Zenny. Maybe you convinced him to do that. Oh, this slower Norfair is really gaining traction. So between my Michigan accent and my mumbling, slurring words together, the memes are just springing forth in this race.
Looks like Jay did something because of Rando. I'm sorry, Jay. I missed it. I missed it through all the memes. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Giggles is indeed... Oh, he's doing a low percent ice fight. Okay.
He's switching his item setup to low percent ice. I don't believe this. Oh my goodness. Zenny, have you ever in your experience in Super Metroid seen anything like this?
No. I have not. Kip says all sins are forgiven.
Even
those
with
who are
the
unaware,
20 tanks or 14 tanks, this is still a tough fight.
Kip has a very prestigious time in low percent ice, and I think it's his favorite category. If not, it's definitely one of his favorite categories. So that makes sense that Kip would forgive Giggles in this situation. But I'm torn. I'm torn because the ice beam makes it, I think, 200 shots on Mother Brain instead of 300, which is what the regular pea shooter charge beam would be.
And Zenny, I'm sure that you're still feeling a little bit salty the fact that he used power bombs to kill all the Metroids when he could have.
And now he's using ice beam. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Unforgivable.
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 Woody in chat, I'm sure it's world record pace for whatever category this is.
I mean, clearly it was planned out, so could make a category out of it.
Well, gotta hand it to these runners for being good sports and setting the tone, setting the rule set, and sticking with it. No shenanigans. No shenanigans
Kip,
other than pre-planned shenanigans, I should say.
Kip, I would like to see that as well too, actually. 50 powerbomb, all ice shields Mother Brain 2 fight. That would be, I believe, if you didn't miss any, that would be exactly the amount of damage that you'd need to finish off Mother Brain 2.
So now Jay making his way up through Pollard to grab the missiles formerly known as 230 missiles. And then he'll be heading to Torian having completed all of the item collection for this many percent category. Jaychalke still slogging away at Mother Brain at 200 shots with only charge and ice for you low percent ice veterans out there. Familiar with this fight intimately, but Jaychalke's showing a lot of composure as he takes some onion rings right on the chin but shakes it off. And now, Zenny, I remember somebody, it might have been Kip, it might have been another low percent ice runner, but the longer the Mother Brain 2 fight goes on, the more aggressive her attack patterns become. Is that correct?
I think the attack patterns are actually just RNG.
Oh, I see.
But running a low percent category, whether it's low percent ice or low percent speed, and getting used to the Mother Brain fight doing that will make you much more accustomed to her more aggressive patterns for things like any percent. Gotcha. Because there are a lot of patterns that you just won't ever see if all you ever do is fight Mother Brain with plasma, with your full beam loadout. But
the full beam set, yeah.
with the slower fights, she has a lot more opportunity to, pull out some more aggressive patterns.
Well, speaking of aggressive patterns, Jaychalke has got Mother Brain into the catch-up pattern, but just kind of playing a little jump rope here, avoiding those devastating catch-up beams. Gameaholic 2D in chat. Hey, commentators, define many percent with your own words. Whew, that might be the biggest challenge I've faced as a commentator, Zenny. The wheels are turning. I'm just not really coming up with anything. Oh, I think Jaychalke went for the ice kill on these Metroids, but now switching to power bombs, now destroying them with power bombs. And GG's to Jaychalke. He has completed his Mother Brain 2 fight. But Gameaholic, I won't let you down. Define many percent in your own words. Well, what we've seen in this many percent race is 2 bowling visits and 2 attempts to get the GT missiles and then passing them by. But I think that canonically, many percent is to grab as many items as possible without reaching 100%. So that would be 99 pickups, because that is what our runners have done here today.
The real many percent is the friends we made along the way. What about the friends we lost along the way, Afro?
The friends we lost. The end of a friendship between MisterJGiggles and Shiny Zenny, folks. Jay just using those 3 power bombs to destroy the last of the Metroids. I think his ammunition looks fine. I think he's got more than enough ammo to fight Mother Brain 1.
And before he somehow misses all of his missiles and all of his supers.
Oh, that would just be
and forfeits the race.
And forfeits the race. I hope that doesn't happen. I want to see both these runners finish this, whatever this may be. Jaygiggles opening up a can on Mother Brain 3 with that hyper beam. It's going to take 36 shots, all precisely landed on Mother Brain's face to finish her off for good. Looks like
Jaychalke just barely missing
just
the baby
barely.
skin. Good effort, though.
A very good effort. Let's see if he also facing right, just like Jaygiggles did, saving those. I believe it's 40 frames. Zenny, correct me if I'm wrong.
That sounds right.
Jaygiggles starting his escape. Meanwhile, Jaychalke's going to be heading down to get a refill before fighting Mother Brain 1.
Giggles didn't bother to re-enable his movement items either, so he's doing the slow escape. All right, Jay, you leave your items on. This is your last chance.
This is your last chance. But if
giving
it's
you
a
the
gentleman's
opportunity to
agreement,
replace this friendship that has been lost between Giggles and I.
he can just slide right into Jaygiggles' place if he re-equips his movement items.
That's what I'm saying. The betrayal that I feel cannot be quantified.
You have to forgive me for laughing, Zenny. I just never experienced anything like this before in my life. That's a really, really clean and tidy climb from Jaygiggles there. Usually everyone just sparks straight up that chamber, that shaft. But showing great movement there on his escape with this very limited item loadout. Jaychalke, on the other hand, is going to be starting his Mother Brain 2 fight. 200 shots is what it's going to take to progress to the baby cutscene. But let's give a big round of applause for MisterJGiggles finishing this many percent category race with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 25 seconds. So GG's to MisterJGiggles picking up that first round W.
GG, I guess. Never doing this again.
We'll see if we can get MisterJGiggles in for a interview while Jaychalke continues to chip away at Mother Brain 2's HP. Unfortunately, it looks like Jaychalke's audio is not usable as designated by the SRL volunteers, so you'll just have to continue to listen to the dulcet tones of Zenny and Hockey. And looks like we're about to be joined by MisterJGiggles.
I mean, we could have the credits audio,
Yeah, we could probably do that. Let's see if we can switch that over. And welcome in MisterJGiggles himself. GG's and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I can't breathe.
How are you feeling after that that win of memery.
My meme gland is satisfied. I I can't breathe because I've been laughing this entire time. Like basically, as soon as we got to wreck ship and Hockey lost his mind, I've been laughing since then.
Oh
So
my
I'm glad
goodness.
we could provide you some entertainment while you provided everybody else some entertainment.
Absolutely,
It's good to
Jaychalke.
hear.
That was terrific.
Don't hate me, Zeddy. I still love you.
I want to see these two old friends patch things up, Zenny. I know you feel betrayed, but can't you just let bygones be bygones?
Giggles, you should have taken more of the opportunity that was presented to you with this 99% meme, man. Like just think of the possibilities. But instead, you just did this vanilla 100% route, but skipped an item while pretending to try and get it. Like, what?
It kept people guessing, though. That was the whole point of it. Just to keep people guessing what's coming.
The double bowling was just was that was it. That was you setting it up, Jaygiggles, and then to knock it down was the double, aborted GT missiles. It's just, oh my goodness.
I think the funniest part to me was the theatrical rage power bomb I dropped, and then I heard you guys say that Jay did the same thing.
He also laid the power bomb. Oh my goodness. But what we didn't, I didn't say anything about the rage missiles into the ceiling on the first GT missile attempt. But Jay did not do that, so I was remiss in my duties as a commentator to let Jay know that he needed to fire missiles into the ceiling after missing the GT missiles. But maybe next time.
Air quotes, missing the GT missiles.
Air quotes.
You guys did miss the most important and final meme of the run, though. I finished with it, and Jay is primed to finish up with it after Rainbow Beam, but ending with exactly 69.
I actually did notice that. I did. I just didn't comment on it. But
Zenny saw it.
The 144 there that Jay has after the Rainbow Beam, he will have 69 missiles left. That is correct.
Zenny saw it. He goes, "I'm not even going to dignify that with a response."
That's not what was going through my head, honestly. But you know what? I'll own that. I will. This run was too saturated. It was too much.
Absolutely saturated. So I got to ask you, Jaygiggles, how long had you been planning to do this? We have to know.
I'd have to go back, but I think Jay and I first talked about it maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Talking about which categories, because I had already told him straight up that I was going to be vetoing triple bingo because I refused to do triple bingo. And then we got talking about we're both from the same state and we kind of know similar areas, and we kind of just got talking there and started talking about being memers, and decided to meme this up as much as we could and came up with all the meme ideas. I actually, if it makes you feel better, I vetoed one meme idea just because I didn't want to go visit the animals without anything equipped. He was talking about going to shoot all 69 missiles at the animals.
Oh my goodness, it's really sending a message, if you will. Holy smokes. But Jaychalke finishing up Mother Brain 2 into the baby cutscene, so all he has is the escape ahead of him. But he definitely put on a tremendous performance for everybody. You certainly kept Zenny and I guessing from start to finish. As you were probably listening in, I did predict that you were going to skip Spring Ball, but little did I know that you're going to be little did we know that you were going to be skipping GT missiles not once but twice in the same run. So really hats off to you guys for being tremendously creative. And we see there at the finish screen for Super Metroid finishing with 99% items. So GG's to you, Jaygiggles.
Thank you.
99% items, 100% memes, as Kip just posted in chat.
That is 100% accurate. Thank you, Kip.
100. That's the new 100% category. 100% memes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So as Jaychalke finishes off Mother Brain 3, Giggles, projecting forward to the rest of the Swiss rounds, what category are you most looking forward to running?
Honestly, that's kind of difficult to answer because there's kind of two sides of it. There's the tournament side. You know, this was a fun match where Jay and I could meme a bit together. But going forward, you know, while there will probably be some level of memery, it will not be this saturated, I assure you. So I do have to try and take some of the matches a little bit more seriously. Categories I'm proficient in versus categories I will enjoy are two different questions.
Let's answer both, Jay Giggles. I want to interrupt you while you're on a roll, but go for it.
I'm fairly comfortable with Hundo. I think I could run Hundo pretty well. Any percent as well, just because I did spend quite a bit of time pushing both routes on that. As far as enjoyment, though, honestly, I'm hoping I get a chance to do RBO at some point in the tournament, because when I first started learning RBO, I did single Norfair because I wanted to be a tryhard, and then I realized how much I hated single Norfair. And then I did double Norfair and learned how much I actually enjoy doing RBO. So I would like to get a chance to do that. I'm not the most proficient at it, and I'm certainly not now, since I'm just fresh off a 5-month disappearance from the community. So this is my welcome home party, by the way. Hope you all enjoy.
Welcome back, Mr. J Giggles.
Thank you. I don't think now with this much rust, I'd have to do some serious work to get to a point to where I could comfortably think I could do an RBO run without dying. But I would enjoy doing it because right now it's the category I enjoy doing the most.
Well spoken, Mr. J Giggles. We look forward to seeing you in action, hopefully in an RBO match in the near future. There's still plenty more of this tournament to go. We're only into the tail end of the first round. I believe there's going to be 6 total rounds of Swiss action, followed by a top 16 playoff. And here's Jay. Jay's going to visit the animal, so this may be the king of the memes here, Jay Giggs. He hasn't selected the missiles yet.
Oh, Jay, why?
Unbelievable. This is absolutely unprecedented.
That's what you get.
He has morphed. He's letting the acid just chew away at his power suit. This is absolutely unbelievable. To come this far, an hour and 45 minutes into a race. I hope that he comes to his senses.
Please don't die, Jay. Please don't die.
Jay, no! No! Turn off the violin music. No! No!
Excellent.
Finish the run, Jay. No!
Jaychalke has officially forfeited from the race.
Jaychalke has forfeited from the race. Oh, no. Oh, what a shame.
Well, in all fairness, that's what he gets for saving the animals.
But are they really saved if you never see them get off the planet?
That was like a gut punch. I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
It's Schrodinger's etiquette.
Schrodinger's etiquette.
Schrodinger's etiquette. Where do you guys come up with this stuff? Oh my goodness. Well, we've officially marked Jaychalke as forfeiting. Hopefully he joins us for an interview. But that is just an absolute... you cannot have comedy without tragedy, apparently. That is the most tragic ending to this adventure that we've all gone on, whether we wanted to or not.
Get in here, Jay. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. The tiny violin music. What an absolutely poetic but tragic end to an otherwise incredible race.
That was a lot of fun. It really was.
It looks like Jay will be joining us for an interview.
I think Jay and I are both de-rusting because I think he's been gone for like 5 weeks. So it was a de-rust race.
Looks like Jay didn't actually get the invite, so we're working on getting that set up for him.
You know, all these people calling this Zenny percent, I really think it's fair to call it giggle percent, just because hockey's been giggling the entire time.
I think that's fair. I think it was. I was trying so hard to keep it together because I'm not gonna say I had trepidation about signing up, but I'm like, this is Shiny Zenny. Like Shiny Zenny is a really big deal in Super Metroid. Like hockey, you can't do your usual shenanigans. You got to have some decorum. Show some respect to a very, very accomplished legendary runner in this game. I tried so hard to keep it together, but just couldn't do it down the stretch. Once you did the GT missiles. Just unbelievable. So I try as hard as I could, just couldn't quite keep it all together. But thank you, Zenny, for not minding too much.
Oh no, you did great, Hockey. You did great. Like I said, if you weren't here, I'm pretty sure this commentary would have just gone off the rails. It was too much. It's too much for me to handle.
Just kind of the Arthur fist, just Zenny just standing there with a clenched fist, just in silence. Our wonderful volunteers over at SRL, they are going to send Jay the invite to join the Discord. So we'll have Jay just in a couple moments, folks. But while we're waiting for Jay to join us, let's take a look at the schedule here. So that was the final match for Saturday, but the final match of the first round of this Swiss tournament action is going to be Gameaholic versus Woody on the big channel, SpeedGaming, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then there'll be plenty more action to come. I believe there's between 29 and 30 matches for each Swiss round. And next categories are going to be changed up a little bit.
Hello.
Oh, so stop right there. We'll get to the categories later. We're welcomed by runner-up and forfeiter Jaychalke.
Hello. I will
I don't
say,
know if the customary GG is appropriate here, Jay, so I think I'll just give you a G. But
ever since Wreck Ship, I could not breathe. I literally I was choking into my mic. I was just, it was so bad. When
I couldn't see half the time. I was squinting from laughing so hard.
What was when you laid that powerbomb after you missed the first Wreck Ship Reserve? I was like, I have to do that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I say again, air quotes, missed.
Okay, fair
missed.
Funny thing though is on the I think it was the second. No, it was the first attempt at GT missiles. I actually tried to jump across to the ledge and then fall off, but I fell anyway. So I was just like, well.
Chad pointing out that Zenny just went absolutely bonkers. He did the freeze strat and missed that.
Dude, Spring Ball, he's not wrong. That's why I didn't actually do Spring Ball, what I usually do. Spring Ball is 100% free to get GT missiles. You just hold jump the whole time, and you keep bouncing.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, unfortunately, we hate to cut things short. I know, Jay, you just got in here, but we are holding up another race on
No
Speed
problem, no
Gaming,
problem.
6. But thank you both so much. GG's to both of you. That was highly, highly entertaining.
Yep. Thank you to the runners. Please follow them.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yeah, definitely. If you like what you've seen here, definitely give both the runners a follow. That was absolutely wonderful. Does anyone want to take us out?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for the commentary, Hockey, and thanks for everybody watching. And we will see you next time.